All right, let's talk about the Detroit Lions losing to the Baltimore Ravens, 17-19 at Ford Field yesterday. Everybody's saying it's like one of the worst Lions losses. Excuse me, definitely since 2000, since the turn of the century. Most definitely since the turn of the century is one of the worst losses you can find. But let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Now I watched the first half. I will say that I watched the first half. I thought it was over with, but I had to hit the road. Most of y'all know I went to Charlotte to look for a place. It's a pretty cool place. Yeah, me and my nephew was in there watching the game in the truck. In the first half, second half. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was over 10-0. It was a handful of plays, well, a couple of plays that led to them getting 10-0. It was honestly the Lions probably should have lost that like 40-0. Hollywood Brown dropped several passes in that game. One that would have changed field position. Another one that would have scored a touchdown. He dropped a lot of balls. I mean, how many drops did he have, man? Too many. Right, he had a ton of drops, and then the busted coverage in the end zone. I mean, I don't know how you get that up, but when you're playing a lot of young players, that's why coaches don't like playing a lot of young players, because it's growing pains like that. Yeah, you say as a safety, your eyes have to be, you have to get depth, you have to be on your assignment. You can't freelance. Even with Troy Polamalu, sometimes he freelance, he got burnt. You got to play your position. You got to get your depth. You got to be where you're supposed to be. Had the safety or whoever assignment was being where they were supposed to have been at, guess what? That wouldn't have been a touchdown. Let's say they would have got 3 points. I think Justin Tucker missed the kick in this game. Let's say he got 3 points. That's the difference. They had to get a touchdown. They had to get a touchdown to beat you. So you talk about they kick the 3 at the end of the day. You take 4, they 15. Well, no, they still could beat you with a kick at 15. So, but then again, who knows? Maybe Justin Tucker missed a kick. So, like I said before, that blown coverage at the end of the game, at the end of the when the second quarter, that was huge. I mean, people could talk about a couple of drops by Hollywood Brown. That was huge. That could have changed the trajectory of the game. Who else we got? I mean, just a few things like that. And apparently, they came back in the second half. Okay, I seen the last drive from the Ravens. I think they said Lamar threw a pick, and then he got the ball back. And like I said before, I'm not impressed with Lamar Jackson as a quarterback. He just don't do the simple things and reading progression. But yesterday, I'll tell you this: Hollywood Brown didn't do him no favors. We can all agree with that one. He threw some great balls that you couldn't have handed it to Hollywood Brown better. He threw some great balls to him, and he dropped them, and he kept going to him. He would have been walking home last night. Still, even if after the win, I'd have made Hollywood Brown walk home. I'd have made him walk home. Even after that win, he had several drops. He had several drops yesterday. They don't show drops, but he ended up having 3 catches. He should have had 7. He should have had like 200 yards catching, few touchdowns. And that's what you got yesterday. From Baltimore, man. The Lions played great defense. Baltimore just persevered. The Lions came back, but at the same time, man, Jared Goff, people could blame it on the receivers. Whatever you want to blame it on, the offensive coordinator can't go downfield. Man beats Moore said the best. He like another Alex Smith. The carries actually went up yesterday, but they got to go up higher than that. Higher than 12 and 14 apiece. Khalif Ramio, lead receiver, that's a problem. He's a kick return specialist. Hawkinson was a non-factor yesterday. That's something they got to clean up, but we knew receiver was going to be a problem. And they didn't address receiver with a quarterback who had questions with a really good receiving core. You see what Matthew Stafford doing over there in L.A.? He struggled with them receivers. You see what I'm saying? He struggled with them receivers. You see what Stafford doing over there? If you're struggling with all them weapons over there, what you going to do, with Quintez Cephas and the running backs being your best receivers? It's nothing that you can do. Nothing that you can do. So, like I said before, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, we knew the receiving core, they didn't do enough to address the receiving core with a quarterback. I said the number one thing they should have did was support Jared Goff. If you think Jared Goff has an opportunity being the guy by trading Witt for him, you should have supported Jared Goff, and they didn't. And then you build the trenches. You know, you build the trenches, and it's still not winning you football games. So I said, man, it's just to the point where the defense actually did their job. Yes, they did a really good job, and now Jared Goff can't put no points up. But I tell you, once this defense gets some maturity and a talent infusion, you know, once they get maturity, and I'll Trey Flowers and play yesterday, I don't believe, and the talent infusion, they're on the right way. I'd rather play all young guys because guess what? They can do nothing but get better. They can't do nothing but get better. So I'd rather play those young guys and see what happens. At least, you know, at least one of the minimums is you might build depth. You might build depth. You know, all these young guys need to be playing. Barnes. Okora finally got a sack. So, I mean, young guys. You know, yes, they need linebacker safeties and, you know, all that. But yesterday, the defense played their heart out. Even with the blown coverages, the Lions did come back. Say what you want to say. Even with the blown coverages, the Lions did come back. And they stormed back. You know, they stormed back. So, I mean, got two running touchdowns. You know, somebody need to be the lead back. They need to find a way to get somebody like 20 carries. You know, but it was what it was. Jared Goff wasn't good enough. You know, for right now, he won't per se lose you the game, but he did in Green Bay though. But he won't win you the game. You know, he won't win you a game. So you got to find somebody that's going to win the game. And Jared Goff, you know, he's temporary answer, but he don't look like the answer. And Brad Holmes didn't do him no favors. But that last drive was just, you know, indicative of playing it safe. You know, had Aaron Glenn blitzed. He called a great game, by the way, even with that. Had he blitzed, you know, and they would have got it, they would have ran him out of town. So he did what he was supposed to do. He played the right defense, and you know, they gave up soft stuff. And you know, he converted a 4th and 19. You know, maybe he should have dropped the extra man in coverage. Should have just rushed 3. Who knows? You know, but definitely he had to be in zone coverage. Lamar out there, he could rush for 13. But it's heartbreaking when you think you on the verge of getting your first win and you lost your last 2 games the way you lost them. Welcome to being a Lions fan. Welcome to being a Lions fan. This is what it's all about. Heartbreaking. Finding new ways to lose football. I seen them lose a football game off a punt one time. A few years ago with Sam Martin. So, honestly, I'm not surprised. Nobody expected them to win this, even though they should have won this game with all the COVID and all that stuff. They should have won that game. And I said that the morning before. That should have been a surefire win. Now you got to ask yourself where they get a win from. Where are they going to win at? Ask yourself, where are they going to get a win at? They played a great game. This is probably as good as it's going to get. It's probably as good as it's going to get. Where they get a win at? So they play Chicago next week. If they can't beat Chicago, I don't know what to say. Minnesota too. Even though they won without Dalvin Cook in Seattle yesterday, shit. In reality, they should win their next 3 games the way they played yesterday. We know Stafford, the way he playing right now, we expect Stafford to throw a block party. But, you know, like I said before, you know, that should be a win. They should be able to win that game in that game. You know, they're at home versus Cincinnati. Really talented team on the up and up. You know, you keep looking. Pittsburgh, you know, going to Pittsburgh, everybody marked that as that might be a win. Playing Cleveland. Cleveland don't blow you out. Knock on wood, they might blow us out. They don't blow you out. You right there. They got a great defense, though, and a really good team. Just the quarterback can't put no points up. You know, in Minnesota, so I mean, hopefully they get a game. They win a game, but longer they don't win a game, the more people gonna think 0-17. Going back to 0-16. Dan Campbell's on 0-16. That's what it's gonna be. So hopefully they're able to get off that schneid, but that last drive in 4th and 19, you can't get that up. But that's what happened when you don't play tight zone coverage. That's what happened when you're out there with young guys. Maybe a veteran wouldn't have made that mistake, but you live and you learn. You're going to go on film study tomorrow on Tuesday. And you're going to talk about what we're going to do different next time. That's it. And then him making the kick and everybody talk about the delay of game. We already know what it is. The refs ain't scared to cheat the Lions. Let's not act like they scared to cheat the Lions. They remember Golden Tate when he scored a touchdown versus Atlanta a few years ago, and they said it wasn't a touchdown, his knee was down, but like it was simultaneous. They were simultaneously with the football and with his knee at the goal line, and they took it from us at the end of the game. You can't let the refs win, and it's gonna continue to be SOL until they show us it ain't SOL no more. So it's gonna continue to be SOL until they show us it ain't SOL no more. I say it again. It's gonna continue to be SOL until it ain't SOL no more. It's debilitating loss, type of loss that kills morale. But they gotta go ahead and say, you know what, we gotta move on to Chicago. That's a very winnable game. You gotta get ready for Justin Fields. Same game plan. Let's continue to perfect the game plan. That's it. So, hell of a kick. Should have been a 71-yarder, but guess what? They ain't doing us no favors. They ain't doing us no favors. They ain't doing us no favors. So, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. All social media link subscription. Twitter's the fastest way, then Facebook, then Instagram. Facebook group, all my social media link subscription. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, CJ Good 313 Venmo, CJ Good 313 PayPal link description. Like I said, appreciate the love support. Let me know in the comment section. Peace.